So, as all of you are probably aware, the next Avengers movie, Avengers 4, is going to be coming out pretty soon here in a few minutes. So, I am going to be doing a recap of all of the MCU movies that have come out since fucking 2008. I hope you guys like it. So, I'm going to start off with the acclaimed fan film, Metal Boy 1. Alright, so this movie stars Sherlock as
Tony's stank.
an acclaimed billionaire playboy boy. He's in the middle of a fucking desert. It's really hot out, and he's just really suffering under this intense heat. But thank God these terrorists managed to save the day and bring him into a cool, insulated cave, far away from any heat. It's really safe in here, so don't worry about him. He's gonna be fine. Oh, as it turns out, terrorists are bad, and they want him to make some nukes or something like that. But because Tony is just a really moral person, just a really good person with no faults, he decides that he doesn't want to make missiles for a bunch of bad boys, a bunch of rude people. So instead he does the logical thing, and he makes a giant suit of armor with a flamethrower, which is what anybody would do if they were locked in a cave with infinite resources. Thankfully, this guy from the beginning of Iron Man 3 is there to help him out and give him some moral support or something like that. And all of a sudden, Beardo over here finds out about the armor in the cave, and he's like, hey, I don't like that. Can you stop that? And Tony's like, actually, you know what? I had a thought. Fuck that. And then he puts on the armor and he kills everybody, including the guy from Iron Man 3. He just kind of steps on him. And then he escapes the cave and then ends up getting launched 1,000 feet in the air because some explosives went off. And then there he went. Woo! He's dead now. The rest of the movie takes place from the point of view of Pepper Potts, the true protagonist of this movie. She decides that she wants revenge against the terrorist boys, so she drinks some orange Gatorade and gets fire-breathing powers, which is what electrolytes do to you. And then she goes out and fights and stuff, but then she dies because she falls off a fucking rail into fire. So that's the end of Pepper Potts. But thankfully, Tony Stark from Iron Man 2 comes back, and he's like, oh fuck, Pepper's dead, what should I do? So he decides to ramp up production of weapons within the Stark Corporation so he can get revenge for his baby mama. He finds out that his mentor, Tron Legacy, was the true bad guy the entire time, and he was the one funding the terrorist boys, he was the one funding Beardo, and he was the one who ordered the hit on Tony. So Tony isn't a very big fan of that, so he wages a one-man war against Tron and his terrorist boys. So as his corporation is building more and more weapons, he decides that he should probably become a superhero. So him being a Pharamane, he wanted a nice flying suit of armor with missiles and lasers and shit like that. So he builds it, and from that point on, he's Iron Chef. But then Tron Legacy comes up with a weird USB device thing that he sticks right in Tony's ear hole. What this device does is it injects blue Gatorade, the moral opposite of orange Gatorade, into Tony's system, which kills him. So from this point on in the movie, the main character is Men in Black. He explodes a door leading into Tron's lair in order to figure out what plans Tron has in store. That's when he finds Tron's big Iron Giant cosplay, and that was enough. This man had to die. Right when Men in Black was deploying countermeasures against this Iron Giant cosplay, Loki from the movie Thor comes up from behind him and stabs him. And Tony Stark from Iron Man 3 comes in, his first appearance in the series. So Tony Stark is fighting Tron on this big old rooftop thing, and the only reason why Tony Stark wins is because Pepper from Iron Man 3 makes her first appearance in the series and starts shooting lightning out of her fucking eyes. And the lightning ends up killing Tron. After his victory against Tron Legacy, he decides to break into someone's house to celebrate by stealing all of their liquor, but then they find him in the act, and they ask, who are you?
The truth is, I am
Tony stank.
Alright, so now you're all caught up with the story of Iron Boy 1. The next movie on the list is gonna be, oh Jesus.